My daughter's husband smiled at me across the Thanksgiving table. "You know, Teresa," Marcus said, cutting into his turkey, "accidents happen to elderly people all the time, especially ones who take so many medications." That's not how this story started. It started 6 months earlier, when I was packing up the house I'd shared with Robert for 42 years, believing I was moving in with family who loved me. I was wrong, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me start from the beginning. My name is Teresa Campbell. I'm 65 years old, and until last spring, I was a head librarian at the Portland Public Library. I'd planned to work until 70, but Robert's cancer changed everything. Stage 4, pancreatic. 3 months from diagnosis to funeral. The medical bills took everything we had, including the house. My daughter Amanda called the day after the funeral. "Mom, you can't be alone right now. Marcus and I have plenty of room. The kids would love having Grandma around." It sounded perfect. Amanda and Marcus lived in a beautiful colonial in Lake Oswego with my grandchildren, Sophie and Jake, ages 8 and 6. I'd see them maybe 3 times a year. The chance to be part of their daily lives felt like a gift. I should have paid attention to the silence on the other end when Amanda mentioned it to Marcus. I should have noticed how his smile never reached his eyes when he helped carry my boxes inside. But grief makes you blind to red flags. The first week was lovely. Amanda showed me to the guest room, a spacious suite with its own bathroom. "We converted the garage last year," she explained. "You'll have privacy." Privacy. That word would come to mean something very different. I settled in quickly. Cooked dinner Tuesday and Thursday nights, helped Sophie with her reading homework, built block towers with Jake. Amanda seemed genuinely happy to have me there. Marcus was cordial, distant, but cordial. The shift started subtle. Small things. "Mom, would you mind not using the kitchen during the day?" Amanda asked in week 3. "Marcus works from home now, and the noise distracts him." "Of course, honey. And maybe eat dinner in your room sometimes?" "The kids get overstimulated when there's too many adults at the table." "Sure, no problem." "Oh, and Marcus mentioned you're watching a lot of TV. The electricity bill was high last month." Each request seemed reasonable in isolation, but they added up. By month 2, I was essentially confined to my room except for the dinners I cooked and brief interactions with the grandchildren. Then came the financial questions. "Mom," Amanda said one morning, catching me before I left for my walk. "Marcus and I were talking. You mentioned you have some retirement savings left after." "Everything?" "Some," I said carefully. "Not much. Maybe 80,000 in my 401k. "Why?" "Well, you're living here rent-free, eating our food, using our utilities. We were thinking it would be fair if you contributed. Maybe transfer the 401k to a joint account? For household expenses?" My librarian instincts kicked in. 40 years of helping people research, of teaching them to question sources, to look for what's hidden in the fine print. "Let me think about it," I said. That night, I heard them through the wall. "She said no?" Marcus's voice, sharp with anger. "She said she'd think about it," Amanda replied. "We need that money, Amanda. The business is underwater. If we don't pay the investors back by December, we're done." I know. Let me work on her." I sat on my bed, heart pounding. Marcus had a business? Amanda never mentioned that. What kind of business? What investors? The next day, while they were out, I did what any librarian would do. I researched. Marcus Chen. The name had been bothering me since I arrived. Too generic. I'd worked with enough patrons to know that inconsistencies in names often meant something. It took 3 hours, but I found it. Marcus Chen was actually Marcus Brennan. He'd changed his name 6 years ago, right before marrying Amanda, and Marcus Brennan had a record. Fraud. Embezzlement. He'd served 18 months in Oregon State Penitentiary. My daughter had married a convicted criminal and never told me. I should have confronted her. I should have left. But where would I go? The house was sold. My retirement savings wouldn't last long paying rent in Portland. And the kids. I couldn't abandon Sophie and Jake, so I made a different decision. I went to Best Buy and bought 3 things: a smartphone with unlimited data, a set of 4 wireless security cameras so small they looked like smoke detectors, and a digital voice recorder that could capture audio through walls. The young man at the tech counter, maybe 25, with kind eyes and a name tag that said David, helped me set everything up. My granddaughter showed me these online. I lied smoothly. I want to video call her, but I'm hopeless with technology. No worries, Mrs. Campbell, David said. I'm setting it up so everything automatically backs up to the cloud. That way, even if something happens to the phone, you won't lose your photos and videos. Smart boy. He had no idea how smart. I installed the cameras that afternoon. One in my room, aimed at the door. One in the kitchen, hidden in the pottery plant on top of the cabinets that no one ever touched. One in the living room, tucked behind Amanda's collection of dusty books she'd never read. And one in the hallway outside my room. The voice recorder went between the mattress and box spring, positioned to capture conversations in the adjacent master bedroom. I felt ridiculous, paranoid, like a crazy old woman seeing conspiracies everywhere. Then I checked the first night's recording. She's not going to just hand it over, Marcus said. We need to be smarter about this. What do you suggest? Amanda sounded tired. Scare her. Old people scare easy. Make her think she's losing it. That she needs us to manage her affairs. Marcus. That's my mother. Your mother who's living in our house, eating our food, and sitting on 80 grand while we're drowning. You want to lose everything? The house? The kids' school? Your mother gets taken care of either way. She just needs to contribute. There was a long silence. Then, Amanda spoke, and I barely recognized her voice. Okay. What do we do? Over the next week, I documented everything. The cameras captured Marcus sneaking into my room while I was in the shower, moving things. My reading glasses on the nightstand would be on the dresser. The book I was reading would be on a different page. My pills would be rearranged. Then he started the gaslighting, in earnest. Teresa, did you leave the stove on again? Marcus asked at dinner, concerned furrows in his brow. I haven't used the stove today, I said. Mom, we talked about this yesterday, Amanda added gently. You made tea this morning and left the burner on. Marcus found it when he came down for lunch. I hadn't made tea. But my camera showed Marcus turning on the stove himself, waiting 20 minutes, then calling Amanda down to discover it together. Maybe you're right, I said slowly. I'm sorry. I'll be more careful. I watched Marcus's eyes light up. He thought he was winning. They escalated. I'd find the front door unlocked in the morning. Mom, you went outside last night? In your nightgown? Mr. Harrison next door saw you wandering in the yard. I hadn't left my room. But the hallway camera showed Marcus unlocking the door at 2 a.m., then relocking it at 2:15. Sophie started avoiding me. When I asked why, Amanda pulled me aside. Mom, you've been saying some concerning things to the kids. Sophie said you told her people were trying to steal from you. That we were bad people. You're scaring them. I never said that. Mom, Sophie wouldn't lie. But Sophie might repeat what her parents told her to say. 8-year-olds are easy to manipulate. They tried to get me to sign a power of attorney. Just in case, Amanda explained. If something happens, we can manage your medical care, your finances. It's what responsible adults do. The document was sitting on my bed when I came back from a walk. I photographed every page and emailed it to myself. Then I had David from Best Buy help me send it to 3 different lawyers for review. All 3 said the same thing. This power of attorney was broader than necessary. It would give Marcus and Amanda complete control over everything I owned, including the ability to commit me to a nursing facility against my will. Don't sign it, Attorney Morrison said when I met her at a coffee shop. And Mrs. Campbell, whatever is happening in that house, document everything. If this goes to court, you'll need proof. I already had proof. Hours of it. The cameras caught Marcus adding something to my morning coffee. I sent the video to Attorney Morrison, who sent it to a private investigator she knew. The investigator, a sharp-eyed woman named Detective Larson, who'd recently retired from Portland PD, analyzed the footage. Sleeping pills, she told me over the phone. Probably trying to make you drowsy, confused. Classic elder abuse tactic. Combined with the gaslighting, they're building a case that you're incompetent. What do I do? Keep documenting. Don't drink anything they give you. And Teresa? Watch your back. If they're desperate enough, this could escalate. She was right. It was a Tuesday evening in late October when everything changed. I was in my room, reviewing the day's footage, when I heard raised voices from the master bedroom. I turned up the volume on the recorder. "We're out of time," Marcus was shouting. "The final payment is due November 15th. If we don't have it, Tony's people will come for us. Do you understand what that means? We'll figure something out." "There is nothing to figure out. Your mother is sitting on the solution, and she won't give it up, so we take it." "How?" "She's old. She takes medication. Accidents happen." The room went silent. Then Amanda's voice, small and frightened. "You don't mean..." "I mean exactly that. A fall down the stairs. An overdose. She's been confused lately, everyone knows that. We've documented it. The neighbors have seen her wandering. It'll be tragic, but not suspicious." "Marcus, that's murder. That's survival. And you're in this with me, Amanda. You helped set her up. You're an accessory already. You think you can walk away clean?" I sat frozen, listening to my daughter cry, listening to her agree. They planned it for Thanksgiving. The whole family would be there, Amanda's brother David and his wife, Marcus's mother, the kids. "More witnesses to the confusion," Marcus explained. "We'll make sure she takes her pills with wine. After dinner, she'll slip on the stairs. Tragic accident. I had 11 days. I called Attorney Morrison. She conferenced in Detective Larson and a current Portland PD detective named Rodriguez, who specialized in elder abuse cases. "We have everything on tape," I told them. "Financial manipulation, gaslighting, drugging, conspiracy to commit murder." "Mrs. Campbell," Detective Rodriguez said carefully, "what you've described is serious, but we need to time this right. If we move too soon, a good defense attorney could argue entrapment or that it was just talk. We need them to take concrete action. You want me to wait until they try to kill me? No. We want you to wear a wire on Thanksgiving and let them incriminate themselves in real time. We'll have officers positioned around the house. The moment there's a physical threat, we move in." So that's what I did. Thanksgiving morning, I got up early and cooked. Turkey with herb butter, mashed potatoes with roasted garlic, green bean casserole, pumpkin pie. I cooked like my life depended on making this meal perfect. Because in a way, it did. The tech team had fitted me with a device so small it was hidden in my pearl necklace. Every word would be transmitted to the unmarked van 3 houses down. Families started arriving at 2. David and his wife, Emma, first, with their twin toddlers. Marcus's mother, Patricia, a cold woman who'd never liked me, and the kids, excited about pie and having cousins over. We sat down to eat at 4. That's when Marcus made his first move. "Wine, Teresa?" he asked, pouring me a generous glass. "Just a little, thank you." I watched him slip away to the kitchen. Watched him return with my medication. A pill cup with what should have been my blood pressure medication and vitamin D. "Don't forget your pills, Mom," Amanda said sweetly. "You know how you get confused when you miss them." I looked at the pills. They were the wrong color. My blood pressure medication was white. These were slightly blue. "Actually," I said loudly, clearly, "I took them this morning, but thank you." Marcus's jaw tightened. "Teresa, you didn't." "I checked your pill organizer. You missed today's dose." "No, I took them at 8 a.m., same as always." "Mom, you're confused again." Amanda's voice had an edge now. "Please, just take them." Everyone was watching. David looked concerned. Patricia looked annoyed. The kids had stopped eating. "I'm not confused," I said firmly. "And I'm not taking pills that aren't mine." Marcus stood up abruptly. "Amanda, can you help me in the kitchen?" They left. I heard urgent whispers. When they came back, Marcus was smiling. "I apologize, Teresa. You're right. Those were Amanda's pills. My mistake. Let me get yours." He returned with different pills. These might have been legitimate, but I wasn't taking chances. "You know," I said conversationally, "I've been feeling so much better lately. I talked to my doctor, Dr. Patel, and he agreed I could skip my evening dose today. Holiday exception." The smile fell off Marcus's face. Dinner continued awkwardly. David tried to fill the silence with stories about the twins. Emma complimented the food. Patricia critiqued my choice of wine. Then came dessert. And with dessert came the wine Marcus had been saving. "Special occasion," he announced, pulling out an expensive-looking bottle. 30-year-old port. "Let's toast to family." He poured generous amounts for the adults, barely a splash for himself. "Teresa, this is really something special," he insisted when I hesitated. "Robert would have loved it." That was calculated. Bringing up my dead husband, knowing I'd feel obligated. I took the glass, raised it for the toast, brought it to my lips, and set it down without drinking. "I'm sorry. It's lovely, but wine gives me heartburn lately." Marcus slammed his hand on the table. "For God's sake, Teresa, can you just—" He caught himself, looked around at the shocked faces, forced a laugh. Sorry. Long day." "Of course, Mom, no worries." But something had shifted. David was watching Marcus carefully now. Emma had her phone out under the table. After dessert, the kids ran off to play. Patricia went to the living room. David and Emma started clearing plates. "Teresa," Marcus said quietly, "could you help me get something from the garage? There's a box on the high shelf I need." Every instinct screamed no. But I needed this. Needed him to make the move. Of course. I followed him through the kitchen, past Amanda, who wouldn't meet my eyes. The garage was cold, dark. Marcus hit the light switch. Nothing happened. "Bulb must be out," he said. "It's just over here." I stayed in the doorway. "Marcus, I can't see anything. Let's wait until tomorrow." "It'll just take a second." His voice had changed. Harder. He was behind me now. I felt his hand on my back. A push. Not hard enough to send me sprawling down the concrete steps, but definitely a push. I grabbed the doorframe, spun to face him. "You just pushed me. I didn't touch you. You stumbled." "Marcus just pushed me." I shouted it loud enough for the officers outside to hear, loud enough for David in the kitchen to hear. "She's hallucinating again," Marcus yelled back. "Amanda, your mother's having an episode." David appeared in the doorway. "Mom, Teresa, what's going on?" "He pushed me. He's been trying to hurt me. Him and Amanda. They want my money, and they're willing to kill me for it." "That's insane." Amanda rushed in. "Mom, please, you're not well. We need to get you help." "I have proof," I said clearly. "Recordings. Video. Everything." Marcus went very still. "What did you say?" "I've been recording you for 2 months. Every conversation. Every time you moved my things. Every time you drugged my coffee. Your little business problems. Tony's people. The whole plan to kill me tonight." The color drained from his face. That's when the doorbell rang. I smiled at Marcus. "Actually, it's not the doorbell. That's the knock pattern we agreed on." I walked past them, through the kitchen where David and Emma stood frozen, to the front door. "Good evening, Detective Rodriguez," I said, opening it wide. "Please, come in." 4 officers walked in, Rodriguez in front, 2 uniformed officers behind him, and Detective Larson bringing up the rear. "Marcus Brennan, Amanda Campbell," Rodriguez said. "You're under arrest for conspiracy to commit murder, elder abuse, financial exploitation, and drugging. You have the right to remain silent." The rest happened in flashes. Marcus trying to run, tackled in the living room, Amanda collapsing, crying, Patricia screaming, David taking the kids upstairs, Emma calling someone, the twins crying. More officers arrived. Crime scene techs to collect evidence. A victim advocate named Sarah who sat with me while I gave my statement. "You were very brave," she said. "I was very angry," I corrected. "There's a difference." They found the sleeping pills Marcus had planned to use, found his laptop with searches for undetectable overdose and inheritance laws, Oregon, found text messages between him and someone named Tony about the $200,000 he owed. Amanda tried to claim she was coerced, that she was afraid of Marcus, but my recordings told a different story. She'd been an active participant from the start. The DA offered her a deal if she testified against Marcus. 20 years instead of 30. She took it. Marcus went to trial. Tried to claim I'd fabricated everything, that a bitter, confused old woman had set him up. The jury took 4 hours to convict him on all counts, 45 years minimum. The judge, an older woman named Hensley, looked at him during sentencing and said, "You preyed on someone you believed to be vulnerable. You weaponized her age, her grief, and her love for her family. This court has zero tolerance for elder abuse." 45 years. I sat in the courtroom and felt nothing. Not satisfaction, not relief, just tired. David and Emma took me in afterward. Their house is smaller, but it's home. The twins call me Nana and actually mean it. David checks in without being hovering. Emma and I have coffee every morning. Sophie and Jake write me letters sometimes. They're in foster care now. Patricia was deemed too old, and I couldn't, not after everything. But their letters are sweet. Simple. "I miss you, Grandma. I'm sorry." I write back, tell them I love them, that none of this was their fault. Sometimes I visit Amanda. The prison allows it once a month. She cries every time, apologizes, begs for forgiveness. I don't know if I can give it to her. She's my daughter, and I love her. But she was willing to kill me. That's not something you just forgive because someone says they're sorry. Dr. Patel, my actual doctor, says I'm processing trauma, that it's normal to feel detached. He recommended a therapist named Dr. Williams, who specializes in family betrayal cases. "You did everything right," Dr. Williams tells me. "You recognized the danger. You gathered evidence. You protected yourself. You survived." "I shouldn't have had to survive my own daughter," I say. "No, you shouldn't have. But you did. And now you get to decide what comes next." What comes next is this. I'm moving into a small apartment next month. 1 bedroom, nice light, walking distance to the library where I've started volunteering. David offered to let me stay longer, but I need my independence back. I'm taking a digital literacy class at the community college, teaching seniors how to use technology to protect themselves, how to spot financial scams, how to document abuse. I'm not a victim anymore. I'm not sure what I am, exactly, but I'm here. I'm safe. And sometimes, late at night, I think about that moment in the garage when Marcus pushed me, how I could have fallen, could have broken my neck on those concrete steps, could have become another statistic of elder abuse that no one talks about. But I didn't fall. I grabbed the doorframe. I turned around, and I fought back. And that, I think, is enough.